Time for a spicy hot take. Harry should have ended up with Luna because... Oh, hang on. No, sorry. Hang on. That's the wrong script. Hang on. Here we go. I like the White trailer. It may even be my favourite of the trailers. Of the four, it's the only one that I can't find massive issues with, except maybe RWBY's. I have to get real nitpicky to find flaws. That being said, I'm still going to add scenes and change enough about certain characters that it will be unrecognisable. Because I love RWBY and hate myself. Let's go. My retold episode opens almost exactly the same as the trailer. An announcer proclaims, "Please welcome to the stage, Weiss Schnee." Except we, the audience, are not looking at the stage. Our view is on James Ironwood and Jacques Schnee, sat in a row in the upper boxes. They join in the applause, and Weiss, still off screen, begins to sing. "Very good of you to hold this charity gala," Ironwood says, in a perfect rendition of his voice. "And young Miss Schnee, is this her first public performance?" Jacques nods. "Yes, it was her idea, in fact." The music swells as the camera pans in a wide shot to take in the massive audience, full of well-to-do rich Atlesians, all dressed up, before eventually resting on our main girl as she sings. Key thing to note, in my version, she isn't singing the version of Mirror Mirror in the trailer. She's actually singing This Life Is Mine.
There's a part of me that's desperate for changes, tired of being treated like a pawn. But there's a part of me that stares back from inside the mirror, part of me that's scared I might be wrong, that I can't be strong.
Songs like Pumped Up Kicks have proven that when people hear funky beats, we tend to tune out the actual lyrics, and this goes double for snobbish elites like we see in Atlas. It ends, however, at this is where I'll start. The scene of Weiss and Whitley walking through the halls of the mansion, try saying that 5 times fast, and the music fades to a soft tinkle of piano, and possibly a triangle. I know you want to go, and rest assured, with you off training to save the world, the company will be in good hands with me. A perfect Whitley impression, and not at all the potion seller, whose strongest potions we can't handle. I am strongly in the camp that Whitley did nothing wrong, and so I want us to see him being a bit more brotherly before Weiss leaves, showing that it really was her leaving him alone with Jacques that made him just that little bit icier. What about Mother? Weiss is naturally concerned for Willow, although we don't actually see her in this episode. "What about her?" Whitley would respond. "She doesn't exactly play an active role in our lives anymore." She's still our mother. At this point, they've reached an ornate-looking double door. "True. Very well. I'll be sure to make sure she is okay as well." Whitley's face visibly softens. "Are you sure you want to do this?" Without answering, Weiss knocks on the door, and her father's voice beckons her to enter. The camera follows Weiss into her father's office as Whitley excuses himself, and she bows, showing the audience that there is still some unhealthy father-daughter relationship here. Klein is stood to the side of Jacques' chair, and the patriarch leans onto the desk as he takes in his daughter. "What can I do for you, Weiss?" Weiss takes a deep breath as the camera spins around her shoulders before zooming out, showing her shoulders and face as she says, "I want to become a huntress." The camera sharply cuts to Jacques as he snaps, "Absolutely not," before snap-cutting again to a side view of the pair. "Why not? Winter went at winter!" Jacques seems to visibly collect himself before continuing. "It was a special case. I need you here to help run my company. The company you took from Mother." The camera cuts to from Weiss's point of view, and we see Klein looking extremely uncomfortable. "What did you just say?" Jacques' voice is low and dangerous, and he rises from his seat. "I will not have such insolence from my own daughter." Weiss stands true, but something on Jacques' computer seems to catch his eye, and he quirks a smile. "Klein?" "Yes, sir?" I don't know what that voice is either. Klein's eyes are a light brown. "Do we still have that issue?" Klein gulps and he blinks, his eyes turning red. "Yes, sir, we do." While his voice doesn't change, his eyes betray that he is a step ahead of the audience. and knows what Jacques is about to ask of Weiss. Jacques sits back in his chair, his moustache curling into a full smile. Okay, Weiss. Down in the cellar we have something of a pest problem. Solve it, and you will have proven yourself worthy to attend a Huntsman Academy. You'll let me go? I'll make the call myself. Weiss nods and curtly leaves the room. Sir, should I put a call out for a huntsman to take care of the issue? Yes, I imagine we'll be needing one. Jacques settles himself further back into his chair and steeples his fingers as the scene cuts to black. We reopen on Weiss collecting Myrtenmeister as she leaves her room. Whitley catches up with her. So, what's the verdict? Weiss continues striding. All I need to do is some pest control in the cellar. Whitley plants himself and grabs Weiss's shoulders. What? Father told me he'd hired a huntsman to take care of that thing. Weiss, don't go down there, it'll kill you. Weiss looks him dead in the eye. He didn't hire a huntsman. He requisitioned a huntress. The Armagigus' sword serves as a swipe cut for the scene, and we see Weiss draw her rapier, and the scene plays out exactly as it does in the trailer, just minus the cut-ins of the stage show, and slightly longer. I'll be the first to admit, I'm not an amazing choreographer, so I'm not going to try and talk you through how Weiss would fight this thing, other than she needs to struggle more. I've hyped it up as some mega boss. It's going to be a bit anticlimactic if Weiss kills it in 2 minutes. This is also where Weiss gets her scar, so that needs to be obviously shown as well. The scene does end, however, with the Armagigus bringing its massive sword down on a tired Weiss, and it cuts to black, before reopening on Jacques' desk, right before the helmet of the animated armour is thrown onto it, and the camera pans up to Weiss, blood on the left half of her face. There's a clear look of surprise on both Jacques' and Klein's faces, and Jacques bristles as he asks, "Which academy do you want to go to?" Without missing a beat, Weiss responds, "Beacon Academy," in Vale. The final cut of the episode is back to the opera stage as the audience begins to applaud Weiss's performance, and the camera zooms out slightly to show that Ozpin was sat to Jacques' other side the entire time, a dossier on his lap. I would be happy to accept Miss Schnee into my school, although I must ask why she isn't being sent to Atlas Academy. Oz would nod to James, who is, after all, headmaster of Atlas Academy. Jacques shrugs. It was her choice. I imagine she didn't want to study in her sister's shadow. James and Oz both nod in tandem. Very well. I shall make the necessary preparations. The applause comes back into focus as the credits roll over a black screen.
And now for something completely different.
My retold episode opens almost exactly the same as the trailer. An announcer of Weiss and Whitley walk there. I'll be sure to make sure she is okay as well. Whitley's chair, and the patriarch leans onto the desk as he takes in his daughter. What can I do for you, Weiss? What was that voice? We reopen on Weiss collecting Myrtenmeister as she leaves her room. Whitley catches her up with her.